Hey everybody, it's Chris Seeds, Wootini from GayGamer.net, here with another weekly video podcast. This week, I want to start by talking about the season premiere of Doctor Who, where we were treated to a new Doctor, Peter Capaldi. And I have to say, I was really looking forward to him because Matt Smith it never clicked with me. Like, I just never took to him. So I was looking forward to Peter Capaldi, A, because it's a different Doctor, and B, because we were very clearly getting a different take, and it wasn't going to be another, hyperactive, childish, attractive young man, Because the attractive young man thing always irked me, because it seemed to create this, like, romantic subplot with all of his pretty young female companions. And I'm like, no. That shouldn't be. Ever. So, that always irked me, as, like, an old-school Doctor Who fan. Like, you're not supposed to have that. And so, an older Doctor I liked, and now if we could just get rid of the pretty young girl companions, that would be really nice. That's why Donna is my favorite companion of the modern age, because she was older and wanted nothing to do with, even though it was David Tennant, and he's very attractive, she wanted nothing to do with it. And I appreciated that. Unfortunately, being a season premiere, right after a regeneration, it seems that we're stuck with a transition episode, again. Because we have Peter Capaldi's Doctor not quite... I hope this isn't how his Doctor is, because that's going to get really irritating, because he's all over the map, like, more hyper than usual. And, I hope that's not what it is. I hope that he settles down and we get more of a character out of him, because this was kind of irritating, because he's adjusting to his regeneration. So hopefully by the next episode he'll be fine. And then also we had the companion reacting badly to the fact that the guy that she liked suddenly turned into this other guy, and she can't get her head around it. And we'd already done that with Rose, so I feel like, that's old news. Like, why are we retreading that similar ground? So, it did nothing for me. Deep Breath did nothing for me, and I'm hoping that the next episode will be much more entertaining. Also, I just... And you're gonna hate me for this if you're a Doctor Who fan, but I prefer old school Doctor Who, where it was, like, fun and a little cheesy with the special effects, but it was entertaining. And now, because it's modern, I feel like they feel like they need to be important and, epic. And I don't need that. I would just enjoy a fun, rollicking adventure with the Doctor and his companion in the past, present, future, whichever, with aliens and monsters or whatever. But, like, every episode has to have these deep, meaningful conversations, and it's so important with a capital I. And I'm sorry, but I don't think Stephen Moffat is half as clever as he thinks he is. So there. You can hate me in the comments for that, but that is my opinion on New Who. And now let's move on to video games, which shouldn't be as upsetting. I tried out a few new games over the past week on PlayStation Vita, which continues to get a lot of love from me, mostly because I am hopelessly addicted to Wild Arms, which is just so much fun. And it's funny, because it's not even the story, because the story, it's like, who cares? It's just the fact that it's going from town to town, you go into a dungeon, you work your way through the dungeon, you fight the boss, you come back out, you go to the next town, and it's so traditional, which, I mean, it's traditional because it was from back in that era. But they don't make them that way anymore, and I appreciate that I can play this one that I missed, because it's so great. But I also was trying a couple new games through PlayStation Plus, which I'm enjoying because it allows me to download games and then try them, and if I don't like them, I just delete them, and it's like a free demo. and if I do like them, I can actually play the entire game. So I downloaded Dragon's Crown, which I have not actually tried yet, but I don't think I'm going to like it. I just downloaded it because it was there, and I thought, what the hell, like, I'll download it, and then I'll have it, and if I like it, I like it. Great. Yay. If I don't like it, I delete it. Who cares? But it's worth a try, I figure. And the two games I did try were Metrico, which is a puzzle platformer, which it's sort of mathematically, the graphics are like mathematically, it's like if pie charts and bar charts all, came to life and created a world that you had to navigate as a little man. And I mean, it's clever, and, I only played a little bit at the beginning, and, there was one puzzle where, like, I struggled for a bit, but then when you finally figure out how to get the platforms to go where you need them to go, I felt very satisfied, and I said, oh, this is good. Of course, then it worried me, because I'm like, I struggled with that one, and this is, like, right in the beginning, so how much harder is this going to get? But because of the whole mathematical angle to the graphics, it's all very clean and simple and stylized, it doesn't have a lot of personality, so it didn't really draw me in. I think the draw there is just figuring out the puzzles. But then I tried Fez, which turned out to have quite a bit of personality. The little guy is so cute, and when he got his little fez, I was like, aw. And it's all cute and little and pixely and stuff, but it's like, there was a 3DS game that I now forget the name of, a few years ago, because you're platforming, but then you have to rotate the world and look around, and then that'll bring certain platformers closer, and you can jump onto it from there, or it'll create, new pathways for you to navigate, and you have to get through and collect all the cubes and such. And it's melting my brain. It seriously was melting my brain, just from all of the, and it's like, and they have this world map that's all these little hexagons all linked together and stuff, and it's not helpful at all. I could never use that to navigate. The whole thing is just so confusing to me. But it's fun, and you have the little areas, and you just navigate your way through the little areas and find all the secrets and the cubes and the whatever. And so that's kind of a fun little puzzly platformer with a little more personality than Metrico. So I'm enjoying Fez. But it also, I also don't like the fact that the Vita is such a good system. Like, it can play some amazing games. Like, I got it. Tearaway was the game that finally inspired me to just crack down and buy a Vita. But the first game, I got it before that came out, so I played Assassin's Creed Liberation first. And playing Assassin's Creed Liberation was amazing, because that's a console game in the palm of your hand. The graphics are great, the gameplay is great, and then you can play, like, Uncharted is the same kind of thing. Like, there's games that are like console experiences in the palm of your hand, because the Vita is strong enough to do that. And I just want more of those games. Unfortunately, the Vita just didn't do that well, so developers aren't making those kinds of games because they're not going to put that kind of effort and money into it. Instead, what you end up with are these little indie games, like Fez or Metrico, and, they're fine, but they're wasting the power of the Vita. Like, the Vita is better than that, and I want games that take advantage of the Vita's power to give me a console experience in the palm of my hand. And it's sad that they're not doing that. I'll still play these indie games, but it's kind of a waste, in my opinion. So, hopefully we'll get some more Vita games that can actually be awesome. I mean, for instance, they just released Final Fantasy X-10-2 on the PlayStation 3 and the Vita. You can play that on the Vita, and it's great, and I haven't yet, because I've already played those, so I didn't want to play it again. I'd rather play something I haven't played yet. But you can clearly do a game like this on the Vita, so do one. A new one. A fresh RPG. Why aren't you doing that? Well, I know why they're not doing it. They're doing it because it hasn't sold, and it's not going to sell a lot of copies, because there's not a lot of Vitas out there. But it can, just seeing that it's possible is upsetting, because I know that it's possible and that it could play these kinds of awesome games, and it's just not. So I know eventually one day I will be playing Final Fantasy X and 10-2 again, because it'll be on sale and I'll get it super cheap and I'll just be like, whatever, I need something to play on the train. And that'll be what I play on the train. But let me know if you know of any awesome new Vita games I should check out. And I will see you back here next week where hopefully Doctor Who got better. See you then. Bye.